ever. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Akwa Ibom State, the very right Honorable ANIEKAN UMANAH. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you very much, Mighty George. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone in the studio. Good morning, Akwa Ibom, and good morning, the world. I thank you for being here, for signing me on, and I thank all the audience out there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining us. It gives us, you see some people and you get more, fired up, for this special show that we're doing. It's great for you to join us on the show. So we want to talk about the state of Akwa Ibom today. This is a global audience. People are listening, obviously, and let's start by looking at the state of Akwa Ibom. What is your honest assessment of the state's current position, especially in the light of recent developments like the Akwa Ibom International Airport's expansion and many things that are coming, with this Arise administration of Pastor Moino?
Thank you very much, Mighty George, once again, good morning to our listeners all over the world and our viewers too who are on the live stream program. First, let me correct an impression. I am no more a station owner. I'm an employee and an appointee of government.
Okay.
So I used to be a promoter of a business.
A promoter of a business.
But I cannot be in two places.
So all right, pardon me.
Let me clarify the
disclaimer, please. Strike that one off, guys.
Thank you. Secondly, I want to congratulate you, Mighty George, for this world record attempt that you've put together for the Guinness World Record 100 hours longest radio show that you're putting together here. So I congratulate you and the entire team in Comfort for doing this.
Thank you.
And I congratulate Akwa Ibom people for always making Akwa Ibom proud. I remember Hilda Bassi did Akwa Ibom proud by hitting the record, and of course there have been other attempts that are still under review. So we hope and trust God that this will be a successful attempt.
Amen.
Now,
thank you.
Now let's get to what you asked. You asked the state of the state.
Yes.
I can say very clearly that the state of Akwa Ibom, under the administration of His Excellency Pastor Moino, PhD, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, is in a very good state. The state is in a very good state. The state is in a super state. The state is in a near perfect state.
Choose one. Super, very good.
It's a potpourri.
Okay.
It's a potpourri.
All right.
The state is safe and it's in safe hands, and in the safe hands of His Excellency Governor Moino.
Okay.
The state is moving forward. The state is progressing. The state is advancing from every indices of development. So the state is a happy place for Akwa Ibom people and other Nigerians that have come here. So I would like to ask the world to come experience a state that is a bastion of happiness, a bastion of joy, a bastion of peace, a bastion of infrastructural development, a bastion of educational advancement, a bastion of healthcare, a bastion of rural development, a bastion of humanitarian interventions that take caring for the people. So I am happy to be an Akwa Ibomite, and I'm sure everyone else that's an Akwa Ibomite would raise their hands today and be counted as being members of a state that is making progress.
Okay, all right, well said by the Honorable Commissioner. We, of course, the talk about the humanitarian interventions are quite noted, especially even with a new ministry to effect that. But we'll come to that. Let's look at the infrastructure development. It looks like it's taking place a lot in the state. With these happening, how would you compare Akwa Ibom State's progress today from where it was in your first dispensation as a commissioner in Akwa Ibom State?
Yes, I will still go back to the first question you asked, because I understand the rules of this game. I think if you need to come back in few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes at every time to stay on the path of this talkathon.
Okay.
So I understand that. So that's why you interjected. You talked about aviation and airport development.
Okay, let's go there.
Take us back there. The state is witnessing unprecedented aviation development, a trajectory that started a few years ago, and consistently every administration that has been in this place has made significant imprints in the development of aviation. So today Akwa Ibom is still growing its aviation infrastructure, adding more things to it. Right now, yes, we have an airport. We have an airport. It was conceived by the administration of His Excellency Obong Victor Atta at the time. It was now built in the first instance by the administration of Governor Godswill Akpabio. It was now sustained and continued the expansion, and then an airline was added by the administration of Governor Dom Emmanuel, and now the airport consolidation and continuation in the growth, completion of the MRO, completion of the terminal building, completion and of the second runway, then development of a brand new aviation city.
There's a massive expansion going on.
Massive expansion, including a new health care facility, and all of those are now taking place. So the governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Pastor Umano, he has continued the development of the aviation infrastructure in the state, so that the dream of making Akwa Ibom, putting Akwa Ibom in the aviation map of the world, is gradually finding its place. Today, Ibom Air is here bringing people to Akwa Ibom. I'm even flying to the West Coast, flying to Ghana, flying to different places. As soon as the terminal building is ready, and of course we have custom and other facilities, our airport will now be a window to the Gulf of Guinea. So it's one trajectory that we should commend every leader of Akwa Ibom State, and commend His Excellency Governor Umano for keeping this vision and continuing to ensure that he touches up our aviation infrastructure to be world class.
Okay, so you would agree that there is some significant progress in terms of infrastructure development.
There's huge progress. Infrastructure development is ongoing. You need to go see it. See what has been done to the MRO. It's still working. It's almost totally done. Look, you get to the new terminal building, like I said, it's state of the art. So work is going on as we speak every day to bring it to a point of usability. And of course, he's been putting in billions and billions of naira since he came on board to ensure that every element of that project is completed in the interest of Akwa Ibom people and other Nigerian travelers who will have need to use our airport. By the way, the Akwa Ibom airport has become a signature of the Southeast and the South-South. Right now, you see people from neighboring states all traveling through. It has become very difficult to get a seat on the flight. If you want to go to Abuja or Lagos now, it has become very difficult to get a seat on the flight because the traffic is coming here. And of course, Ibom Air, it's really the only bird that is really flying into this place.
Now, would you say that sort of vindicates the emergence of Ibom Air? Because when it came, questions have been asked about is this a government project? Who is financing this? We see that Ibom Air is winning the laurels and all of that. But would you say that this was one project that was very well thought and it's yielding the dividends?
It was well thought out. There's no question. That's why I gave you the history. So Ibom Air is a beauty to behold. It's a treasure for Akwa Ibom. And of course, he has put the Akwa Ibom map high there in the sky globally, so everybody's seeing it. So it's something we have to be proud of as a people. Okay,
all right then. But that I remember the governor did say sometime last year when he was receiving some of the fleet of I think the Airbus. He told the chairman of Ibom Air, "You must break even by 2025." I think he mentioned that sort of statement. So. What is it like now? Has the Ibom Air started breaking even? Are the people of Akwa Ibom State, are they now to expect that profit is being made from this airline?
No, very well. They have broken even, but from the reports from APICO, they need to expand their fleet and continue to sustain the growth of the business. It's the aviation business is a very technical and dollar-denominated business. So it's a business that requires continuous investment. That's why the state government keeps investing. That's why the government recently, remember His Excellency Governor Umano has bought 2 CRJ 900 aircrafts for the airline, in addition to the A220 that also came in. So it needs continuous improvement, continuous development, continuous investment in ensuring that it has the infrastructure and the planes that will need to fly all the routes they intend to fly for profitability.
Okay. All right, let's move quickly now. There's a lot to talk about with the Commissioner for Information. And don't forget, you can join us live from wherever you are. We're streaming on Facebook, Comfort 95.1 FM and Mighty George. And on Comfort 95.1 FM YouTube, you can drop your comments on WhatsApp, 0906 000 8951. It's not every time that we have the Honorable Commissioner here. And get ready to call as well towards the end of this interview. Let's go now to Ibom Deep Sea Port. In the last administration, we also saw a ministry for Ibom Deep Sea Port. We're seeing it here again. What is the true nature or the status of Ibom deep sea port? Are we realizing it in this administration?
Yes, it's work in progress, I can say to you clearly. It's work in progress. But His Excellency Governor UMANAH is taking it a step further. It's right now constructing the access road to the site of the deep sea port. That is ongoing as we speak.
Is that priority now, first of all?
Yes, you must get in. You must be able to access the airport, the deep sea port. The deep sea port that they will say is not in the air. You must access it.
Yeah,
and the water is on the ground. So that's going on. Of course, there's plans now to flag off the development of the sales office for the Ibom deep sea port and Ibom city development. So once you have the road, then the sales office will open up, and then it will begin now to aggregate the investment that's needed in that area. But it can be said to you, developing a deep sea port is no child's play. It's not just a studio talk. It's a serious business.
Serious business,
and that is why His Excellency made an appeal to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to intervene and assist Akwa Ibom develop this airport in the deep sea port initiative that will be the game changer for the entirety of the Gulf of Guinea. It will be a game changer for this nation. It will be a game changer for the economy of the entirety of southern Nigeria. It will be a major support to Lagos that's having the currency of holding most of our shipping.
What sort of assistance is needed from the president now?
Every assistance that will make a deep sea port succeed, from investment to investment support essentially. And of course, when it comes to the prep works, the state government through the Ibom Deep Sea Port Committee has done all of the prep works. It's done all of the business cases and done all of the engagements to ensure that
looks like there's a lot.
There's a lot involved in it. There's a lot involved in it. It's just like developing an airport. There's a lot involved in it. You can imagine when we started developing an airport, and we're still going. Even 25 years, you can't even completely build what you will call a finished airport, because there's no finished airport. It's work in progress. Just like a deep sea port is going on. So at this point, the federal government intervention is really needed.
But what are timelines set, for this? So to now secure. Do we have? There was a talk that licensing was an issue, maybe like approvals from the federal government. Have we passed that stage?
Issues of approvals have been resolved.
Okay.
We need to the investment, muscling the investment, and beginning the actual constructions what's going on. But the state government is showing faith. His Excellency is showing faith. He's creating the access road. He's developing the sales office. He's doing all of the things that are needed to ensure that project goes on. The project is alive, I can say to you.
Okay, alive, and we hope it's coming sooner than later. I think I speak the mind of Akwa Ibomites.
It will come. It's work in progress.
Work in progress. All right, then. We'll take your word for that, and we wish that that investment comes. And you did talk about the president, so just permit me to just go there to talk about that. It looks like the governor is in the good books of the president, so getting all these approvals and investments. Are you optimistic that they will come just before we leave Ibom Deep Sea Port?
No, I'm very optimistic. Which governor will not want to be in the good books of the president? Anyone else? And the president is the number one citizen of it.
That's right.
So nobody wants to be in the bad books of
and it's reciprocal. It looks like the governor also loved the president.
It brings it is reciprocity of relationship and reciprocity of gains.
Okay.
So it's a two-way thing. So saying the governor is in the good books of the president, I want to say so because the president himself said so. When the governor led the delegation of 104 Akwa Ibomites to visit him, he said to the world that Akwa Ibom people, you have a good governor. You have a governor that's performing, and you should be happy for it. He congratulated the governor for all he has done so far and announced to the world. So what other endorsement will you need from a leader of a country telling you that you have a governor that's doing well and we should be proud of? I felt very proud in the presidential villa that they're listening to the president of Nigeria say that about my governor. I felt very proud being part of an administration that has been scored very, very high by the number one citizen of the country. I felt very proud as a citizen and I'm being part of it. And I'm sure all Akwa Ibom people should feel very, very proud of such endorsement. But he didn't finish there. The vice president came here and said this something. He re-echoed the views of the president of the Federal Republic. You listened to him. He was on live television, live radio, and so on. Comfort was part of it. He did say that you have a performing governor. He did say that Mr. President is very pleased with the performance of our governor. He did say that Nigerians are pleased. The leadership of the country is pleased with the performance of our governor, and we should be proud as a people. So I sit here as a proud member of the administration and a proud Akwa Ibom man who is now working under a governor that has been variously endorsed by the highest authorities in the country and beyond.
All right, then. The awards also show that probably the most awarded governor this year in Nigeria.
Yeah, but it comes. It doesn't. It sits on something. It's not
sits on something.
It's not sitting on nothing. It's sitting on performance.
Okay.
It's sitting on the pillars and the ingredients of the Arise agenda that is brought to bear. As I was coming into this station, the first thing I saw was the Akwa Ibom State Emergency Ambulance Service sitting right there.
That's right.
Meaning that for this marathon talk show, Akwa Ibom State government through the health ministry is already supporting you, ensuring the health care of the people here, knowing that this is a 100-hour marathon. There could be need for emergency. I saw the emergency ambulance there, so I want to commend the Commissioner for Health for intervening and ensuring that it's watching your back so that no one drops and then there's no support. By God's grace, no one will drop. The ambulance will go back to its station safely as you complete safely.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner for Health, Dr. John and Cam. Now, so let's. I'm going to come back to the president and all of that because it's what the Akwa Ibomites are really talking about now on the streets. But let's focus on some things that the Arise agenda also talks about. Employment opportunities. The other time the portal once in a while open. We don't know the state of that right now, but not just in Akwa Ibom, unemployment still persists everywhere, but what is Akwa Ibom doing to tackle and address youth unemployment? What else is being done apart from the youth portal? Can you just list that all out to us?
Unemployment, like you did say, it's a global thing.
Yes.
There's no way a government can employ everyone that needs employment. Nowhere on earth, and I repeat, nowhere on earth. The duty of government is to provide an enabling environment, take those it can take on, support those it can support, create an environment that allows for people to do things and thrive. Yeah, we are right now in this station. This station is not owned by government, of course, but of course, government will support the station through advertising, retainers, and other forms of support, and have create an enabling ground for businesses to thrive. That is what His Excellency is doing. Yes, strategic employment and direct engagement will take place, like he created a new safety department in government and approved the employment of 200 safety officers into the safety department. That is that directorate is on now to ensure that there's safety in every unit of government. Also directed the employment of medical doctors into the service. Arising from the need, pursuant to the need to fill open spaces within the medical services and so on. It's also created different levels of employment. You are aware of the Ibom, the young people, the security support.
Ibom Watch.
The Ibom Watch. You're aware of the Ibom Watch. We directed 4,500 to be engaged to provide intelligence and support for the security agencies. Those are some of the ways. You talked about the portal. Yes, the youth employment portal is there. And what is the essence of this? Is to allow our youth to have where you can have a database of employable people who will have their data under his governance e-governance structure to ensure that the people are not running around and being employed only because they know someone. It needs people to have access to employment, have access to jobs without knowing anyone.
But there are concerns.
So I'm coming. So in doing that, he also launched a program that will pay 50,000 naira unemployment benefit to 5,000 youths per month to enable them at least begin to organize themselves and have what to do. You recall that the first 750 million was paid for the past few months. Others have been processed, and they all have vested from this portal. So there's so much going on. The current empowerment program that's going on across the state, whether it's a farmers grant of 2 billion that's being given out, whether it's the traders support 2 billion that's going on, is given to different verified farmers and traders in different local governments, or the MSMEs funds of up to 5 million naira per beneficiary. And that's going on at different levels. There are people who benefit 1.5 million, 2.5, and then closing in at 5 million per beneficiary to ensure that they have both equipment, materials, and cash support to grow their business.
There's clearly a lot of money going out.
It's a lot of money going out. I can speak to you, if you aggregate these things, you'll be talking of over 20 billion.
But is it yielding the desired results? So
yes,
I mean,
it's yielding the desired result, because you see, it's not just thrown at people. These are those who are actually involved in those businesses in their communities. And there are various levels of verification. There's the pre-award verification level, which means you are known, you are identified, your shop or your business is known, and then you are now brought in. And thereafter,
who handles that?
Ibom led. In providing that support, there's also a follow-through, after support follow-through, to be sure that you're actually doing the things you need to do. To ensure that your documentation, business registration, all those are done properly, to ensure that the business is branded and put in a manner. There are officers in Ibom led who move around this business in every local government area. I can tell you, if you want the videos, I can send to you. They move around. They make sure that these people are actually enabled to do those things. That is how thorough this governor is in ensuring that the empowerment actually works. It's not throwing money at people to go think of how to get married or think of how to find a Tokumbo vehicle. No, it's about applying funds and support to be what it was meant for.
Okay. All right then. So in that way, expanding the entrepreneurial base in Akwa Ibom State.
It's part of the entrepreneurial development program of government, and it's very deliberate. That's why Ibom led.
Could it be sparked from the fact that the governor himself is, came through entrepreneurship?
I guess so. The entrepreneurship spirit in him is also helping drive this, because he wants to see people succeed. He himself have often said that he succeeded completely from nothing to something and became a wealthy big man in this state, and everybody knows that. He was a huge employer of labor. Yes, he had resigned from that business now, and because he's in public service. But everyone knows what the royalty group meant in this state, particularly in the area. All
right, Governor Moino coming with entrepreneurship development. Before him, his predecessor came with, of course, although in the banking sector, talked about industrialization and all of that. And the concern for Akwa Ibomites is, okay, will it work? Industrialization came and went. The industries are no more there. For some people who feel that these industries are now moribund. Although we do understand that, just as in other parts of Nigeria, companies in Akwa Ibom, folded up and things like that. But let us see and talk about what this government is also doing in industrialization. We heard of the Ibom Industrial City. Now that's a project that people need more clarity about. How is that going on?
What you know as Ibom Industrial City is the totality of that area that includes the Ibom Deep Seaport. So it's a total development package. It's a total development package. So you can't isolate the Ibom Deep Seaport from Ibom Industrial City.
Because what does the city have?
Industrial City, apart from the Deep Seaport, will have businesses
around there.
Business parks, processing parks, what was it called? Export free zone, and all of those involved in the industrial city master plan. It's a very huge master plan that has so much going on. It has residences too. It has hotels, warehouses, jetties, and all of those things that you need in a park.
It's such an ambiguous plan.
It is a huge plan. It is a huge plan that we need to take you through.
I mean, the concerns are, would it see the light of day?
But it's already seeing the light of the day. But no one says any one administration would finish it. There are several different administrations before now that were conceptualizing. Now you are in an administration of His Excellency Pastor UMANAH that has actually commenced building. So he has commenced building. First is the access road, like I said to you, and that's going on. And of course, the sales office will also come up with the port gate coming up. So that will actually tell you that the Deep Seaport project and the Ibom Industrial City project is coming alive.
Okay. Let's talk education now and what the state is doing as regards this. The state of education in Akwa Ibom State, in some time now has been, to say the least, quite worrisome. We still, even as much as we hear government is doing this and that, we still have cases of schools not being well equipped. Just some months ago, we heard about the stories in the in Ididabde, that school, the Presbyterian school, and all of that. Has there been a facelift given with this new era, so to say?
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
And can you elucidate?
Yes, I can elucidate, and let me go it this way. I would have loved to take you through the Arise agenda, but let me simply just answer this very quickly.
Yes.
So before I go back there, yeah, you and I know that His Excellency Governor UMANAH's administration is giving education the care that it requires. Educational advancement is the E in the Arise agenda.
Okay.
So the A is for agricultural revolution, and the R is rural development, the I is infrastructure expansion, the S is security management, and the E is educational advancement. So if you want us to start from the back before we come.
Okay, let's start from the back.
Yeah, education is having a super facelift in Akwa Ibom State.
Super facelift.
Super facelift. You can see the kind of schools that the governor is building in the entirety of the state, in all 31 local government areas. He's deploying what he calls a model school, which for me it goes for.
But that's just one in.
No, that's not one in each local government.
In each local government.
Yes, building 31 is not a simple thing. It's not a simple thing. It's covering all 31 local government areas, and of course, equipping these schools. Not just about building schools. It's building a model, a modern, ultra modern school.
So will
beginning at the primary level.
Okay.
That is why it's a model. It needs to show, then it will continue from there. This is only 23 months of an administration.
Okay.
Deploying that in 31 local government areas is not a simple thing to do.
Would it have so it's going to have a ripple effect?
It's not a simple thing to do. So it will have a ripple effect. So, but let's go into the content. So the super content in this school, I will take CKS for instance as an example. That is a completely fenced facility with a playground, football, sporting facilities, with a welcome center, a sick bay, and a dispensary inside a primary school, a computer and ICT laboratory, a fully stocked library, of course, state-of-the-art classrooms, digital learning systems, all within the school, classroom blocks, and then you now have cafeterias, or if you like canteen, where children will eat and have their meals, and you have the staff quarters where the head teacher would stay in and other teachers and so on. This is unprecedented, and the design is so beautiful because everything is encased in one. So you walk into the welcome center, you can now navigate the entirety of the school the appurtenances within the area.
I've been to the school, it looks very, very.
So it looks good. And that's going on everywhere.
But people would say
that's going on everywhere. So all 31 local governments.
Okay.
So deploying those, it becomes a model, and then you continue from there. But that is not to say that other schools that are not at that level are not attended to. No.
What's the plan for them?
No, but of course they are attended to. You won't have to leave a school that is looking to fall because we are building new ones. New ones will come. But these new ones are also replacing existing schools.
Yes.
They are replacing them. They're replacing existing schools. That's going on. It's teachers training, educational support, and of course provision of all of what is needed. The free education is on course. The free education, and I think that's the most important.
No, it's been there.
That's why I said it's on course.
Okay.
I said it's on course.
But how free is the free education, though?
For government, the intendment is totally free. If there's anything else, then that has nothing to do with government. So that's the essence of education monitoring that's ongoing to ensure that they stay within the precepts of government's recommendations and intention.
Okay.
So teachers are supported, they are paid, and they are trained, the allowances are given, and the schools are supported. So it's just something that we're happy about. So the educational enrollment is increasing, and of course the student intake is increasing. So, and that's a good report for Akwa Ibom.
Okay, all right then. So I wish that people would have the same to say about education, but we'll open up the phone lines. Like I said, I've been to, of course, the model school, and I've seen that it's very, very massive.
Yeah, that's the one you saw. Even the one in my local government,
the one in your
massive
local government,
and excellent. It's been commissioned. Some of them have been commissioned.
Okay.
Others will be commissioned. Even I made during the second anniversary.
Okay.
Some more will be commissioned. But ditto for health centers.
Health centers.
You have the model health facilities, what we call model health, primary health centers. That the health minister, Professor Ali Pate, came here and said to Nigerians that what we call health centers should actually go for general hospitals, because it has everything that you need in a general hospital in different parts of this country. So I think we're growing primary healthcare at the level of a secondary healthcare facility, with the totality of the facilities that needed in any hospital of note. Like I said, again, staff quarters, doctors' quarters. In the years past, you'll be looking for doctors in hospital. Now they can actually live in those facilities. You have even dispatch bikes provided for these hospitals for emergency movement around the communities. In case there's a call, you have call centers within the hospital. You have theaters. You have medical equipment, drug supplies, which is most important in any medical facility. Because whatever medical facility you build without drug supply and the staff support, that will not work. So that's going on in all 31 local government areas, and it's something we should be proud of.
All right then. The locals, obviously.
But let me take you again back to the advice agenda. Agriculture. His Excellency Governor UMANAH is big.
I was coming to agric. So
it's something that he's doing very intentionally to ensure that there's food availability in the state and price stability for food, because food is a very essential item in our livelihood. So he's developing model farm. The one at Ibom, that was the first local government area that's provided the needed land, and that turnkey health, that multifaceted health agricultural facility is being built there. It has everything going on. If you go there, you will see the access gate is already totally fenced. You will see the fishing ponds, and then you see the development of the farmhouses and other farm appurtenances. Then internal roads are also being constructed. So that's going on, and we pray and hope by the grace of God that the project gets to its expected target and finishing point by the end of the year, God willing.
One key issue in agriculture has been support, farmers support.
Farmers support is farmers support is ongoing. I just talked about the agri grant, the farmers grant of 2 billion that's going on. That is different from even the basic farming support that comes through the Ministry of Agriculture.
Run us through how this is done again. How do the farmers get this support? Some do call and say in terms of selection they're not sure how it's done.
They must be registered farmers.
Registered farmers.
And they must be verified farmers. They must have
registered with organizations or a particular body.
No, they must be registered farmers, of course, who are also registered in the Ministry of Agriculture. They must be known as farmers and who are also verified to be doing what they say they are doing. Those are the ones benefiting. But there are also other support, provision of farming implements, like cassava stems, inputs for farmers. That's going on a regular basis. Government is doing that through the Ministry of Agriculture. Is provided for farmers. You've seen the videos, the pictures. That's going on, and of course, children in school are encouraged also to develop farming interest, and that's going on under the Farmers with Swag initiative.
Farmers with Swag initiative. By the way, is there an assessment of this Farmer Day program?
The
farming day program,
work-free farm day program.
What is the assessment saying? Are people really complying, and is there a plan to take it to another level?
Yes, people are complying, because from what we get and the reports we're getting, a lot of people are moving back to the farms and supporting their gardens. That is also part of why His Excellency launched the Home Garden Initiative, the Home Farm Initiative, if you like, to encourage people to have farms around them. And then they even provided support for the best emerging farmers who recorded their videos and showed that they actually own farms and they were verified to show that they were actually farmers. And then all of the landmarks that they provided were existing to show and see clearly that they were actual farmers. Those are all ways of encouraging the farming habits and the farming culture within the state. What does that do? When everyone farms and then everyone is able to grow a little pepper, a little tomato, a little vegetable from the back house, the prices will drop. The prices will drop in the market.
The people hardly go to
there will be
the
availability, and when there's availability, price drop will come, and then food will become cheaper in the place.
All right then. I had some farmer friends who said before they could even send in their videos, the portal had closed. That it was almost with the speed of light. That then happened. Does that mean you got a lot of?
No, that's not true. If
how long was it open for?
If I check, I can give you the numbers. They had an open date and a closed date.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 2 weeks window that opened, and so you can't keep it forever.
Maybe they had that late.
So we gave them the date when you open and close. I think it closed on the 30th or 31st of December at that time, and then. Of course, it can be open forever.
It cannot.
Yes, it's just like every other thing on earth. When you open it, you close it. When you're ready for the next round, you open it again. So a characteristic of our people, they will not want to. They think he's not.
Wait till the last day.
They wait until the last day when the portal gets choked, and then of course.
But you can assure that the screening and the verification was done.
Digitally, top notch. If you want the data, we can give you the data of how many applications, the verified applications,
I'd like to have that.
and so on. It's done in the Ministry of Digital Economy. Every process of this government is digitized to allow you see real time the numbers. See real time, just like we're going through the pensioners verification right now. You can see the numbers of the call, how many people have been verified, the issues there. You see where people try to take passports and then twist their faces so that they will look like their retired mother or someone who had died. You will see all of those things.
Is that really happening?
You will see the mismatch of identity, age. Of course, the NIN will throw that up. Your NIN and your BVN will show clearly. Same for it. So government is being digitized. The e-governance process is working. That is why there's a standalone Minister of Digital Economy to ensure that the e-governance process goes on. Gone are the days when anybody will think that you come and trick government and be taking pension for someone who is no more alive. No, it will not happen because the system will expose you. You can't do it in the administration of passport.
We'll wait for some few more months to assess that ministry, because it's a new ministry. Less than 6 months. How many months?
It's probably about 2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
So we're going to have our assessment of that ministry.
They're doing a good job so far.
Headed by
Dr. Frank Akwa. Even the salaries verification exercise done. All of those things are done with the Office of the Head of the Civil Service. So they work together to ensure that the true data, that the state has the true data of every department and what it needs to do. Did too for the payment of bursaries, which His Excellency is doing for the youth, the payment of bursaries to students. You remember he increased the regular bursaries from 10,000 to 20, and then from to 30,000 for professional students, and so on. You can't get the bursary twice, like what it used to be in those days. One person will use certain names and then certain tweaks, and then get bursaries 3 or 4 times. No, the system will pay you once. If you come back, it will reject you.
All right, that's good to know. But obviously, what happens in other parts of the world, but Akwa Ibom is it is good that
we're still talking a rise agenda. So we're just scratching it. We're not even into it. We've not gone into infrastructure development. Yes, we've talked.
We did talk about infrastructure.
We have
talking
not.
About
you see what people you say infrastructure and you don't talk about roads. No one will think that you've said anything.
All right then.
Now I want to tell you that the administration of Governor UMANAH is right now constructing over 700 kilometers of roads in 23 months. This is unprecedented. In 23 months, up to 700 kilometers of roads, including the roads inherited from the previous administration, and the new ones is added. So all of these roads are going on. You are aware that some have been commissioned. A lot more will be commissioned in May 2020, this May 2025. And that's going on. And every local government area, I can say to you,
have been touched.
All local government. Those that I think there were 1 or 2 that needed to start, and they're about starting because their roads have also been awarded. So all 31.
So after this cycle, is there going to be another one again?
Obviously, government is not static. That's why His Excellency is right now embarking on the town square meetings in all federal constituencies to obtain input from the people on their needs. So that will enable him in the understand their needs and aid the preparation of the 2026 people's budget. So the communities and federal constituencies are now submitting their needs to the government. So they will identify and isolate what they consider their priority projects.
Okay.
And then submit to government. That will aid government in saying, look, the people need this, the people need that, and then will aid government to pick the ones it can within the available.
But if they are submitting it, would there still be need for a town square meeting if you can just call for them to submit it? What's the essence of that?
There is need for town square meeting,
yeah,
because the governor did promise the people during his electioneering campaign
that he will
come back to brief them.
Okay.
So he's leaving his campaign promises one of his campaign promises that he will come back to brief them. So he has been going back, briefing the people on what he's done and taking their input as to what they expect him to do.
Okay.
It's a novel idea that was worked everywhere in the world. So you must get back as a leader to brief the people and take from them. So we've done Abag Etimekwe Federal Constituency, we've done Oron Federal Constituency, we've done Ikorek Bene Federal Constituency. We're going to Kanafo Federal Constituency on Tuesday to do the same thing. That will be number 4 in a row of 10. And by the grace of God, that will finish before the year ends, before the budgeting process proper begins.
Okay.
So it's been very interesting and exciting for a government to sit back and listen to people. You see people raise their hands and say the things they think that government.
People chosen from the crowd.
Did you see anyone chosen? People were asked who wants to speak, and then they will raise their hands. It was on television.
Okay.
It was on radio. You can play back the tapes.
Okay.
So you can see those.
All right then. The town square meeting and innovation of the Pastor Moino administration. All right. So tourism. Quickly before we open up the phone lines, of course, if we keep Right Honorable here, he's going to talk about it's going to break down the Arise agenda again. Let's talk about tourism.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm so excited about this, and I will take you straight on to the Arise Resort. Let us start from there, because the conceptual
that one is located it's at the Brook Street.
The Brook Street. The conceptual framework of tourism for the state, you already know, and you know that Governor Moino is big on tourism.
Yes,
he's someone who understands that area very well, and the journey to destination Akwa Ibom for the whole world is right here now. And I need to let us take a walk
to that place. So it's covered. We don't really know what's going on inside.
So you see where gullies of despair have been turned. Gullies of despair have been turned to an exciting resort for the people. Where you have a golf course inside, where a gully of despair, gullies of death have been turned into a beautiful golf course. You can see all of the appurtenances that are there. You can see the lakes that are being constructed there with lazy rivers all around the place, and then of course
artificial lakes.
Yeah, artificial lakes coming up there with floating bars and floating bars and bay bridges over water. That's going on. We need to take a walk. It's progressing. Okay. So you have the sporting facilities, you have the children's playground, you have the conferencing facilities, you have a banqueting facility, you have now the guest apartments and chalets. Yeah, there are 20 of them. 15 of them are 2-bedroom apartments, and then 5 of them are 3-bedroom apartments for guests to come in. There's also an area laid out for terrace houses, for top level residential scheme within that same Arise Park. You can now see the walk in the palm area, where people will now have to go through, relax with their families and friends within the palms, and then be able to sit back, enjoy excellent Wi-Fi, enjoy all of the appurtenances. You have a golf house. There's just so much going on.
Obviously not for us down here, right?
No, it's for everyone.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone.
What is the hope of doing this? What's the governor trying to achieve with this to attract people?
First was to restore the gullies of environmental remediation, save Uyo from collapse, save everything around there from total collapse. You are aware of what that place looked like. And then he now moves in the point of creating a destination for Akwa Ibom people and for Nigerians and the global citizens to come in and enjoy good facilities. So it's all part of the destination Akwa Ibom development. So it's adding that to the development of the International Convention Center at the Tropicana site that's going on alongside the Ibom hotels that they intend to complete. That's already been put out there. Work has started.
So these are tourism destinations.
These are all tourism things, and that's going on alongside all other tourism initiatives. We're now remodeling and rebuilding, reconstructing the Ibom hotel, what we call the 5-star, and the government. So that has been awarded for a total rehabilitation of that facility to give it an expected international lift. Right now, so many people are coming to Akwa Ibom, many events and conferences are coming here. So we need to have the facilities that can hold this. And that is what is going on. He's developing that, and he's also directed the inventory of the tourism assets of the state. We need to have a tourism database so that we can have a development plan that takes them one after the other.
That's something we should have had, all this while.
Well, that's something we should have had, but he has asked that he wants to see that. And he's given a timeline for that, and that will happen.
Do we have enough tourist destinations, sites in Akwa Ibom to make this state truly a tourist destination?
Yes, I believe we
so far.
I believe we have, and I think it's just about methodically developing them. Once the Arise Park is ready and open to the world, the International Conference and Convention Center is ready and open to the world, the Gaming and Children's Center is ready and open to the world, the Ibom Hotel is open to the world. Of course, people will keep coming, and then you can move from there to other points of development of tourism. Even what the governor has turned the Christmas Unplugged to. It's not just about the carols. It's about harnessing the totality of the cultural and tourism ingredients and heritage into a park and put them out there every Christmas for 1 month, so that local government by local government will now come back with the cultural heritages and then put them out for the people. It's good for our children. It's good for us to redevelop and rejuvenate our cultural ingredients and put them all out. So that's huge tourism, and that's huge content for anyone and any society. These are things that cost so much money to do anywhere else in the world. And of course, the world is coming and people are coming. You see what happens at the Unplugged every December. People don't want to leave that place. Like, it should not stop. So that's how he changed the concept and brought it in that manner. And beyond that, he built an amphitheater, a 20,000 capacity amphitheater right there at the Dodoma Park to ensure that people have that open air ambience. Of course, you know that the Unplugged comes during the dry season. So there's no question of rain.
Fear of rain.
No fear of rain or question of rain.
That's
all part of the tourism ingredient.
It looks like
lots going on.
It looks like, of course, the government is on track.
But I must also tell you about security management. See, Akwa Ibom remains one of the safest states in Nigeria. Right now, the government of His Excellency Pastor Mono set up a standalone Ministry of Internal Security. I don't know how many states have that, but I think it's about the first that has a domestic Ministry of Internal Security. And they're going on. Akwa Ibom remains one of the safest. It's supporting the security agencies, coordinating activities to ensure that we sleep well and safe. If you compare to what is happening in different parts of the country, we should be grateful.
Well, Akwa Ibom has always been known as
what he's done and what the government is doing. It is not just being known, it's a product of hard work. The grace of God upon us and hard work of a government and a governor that is paying great attention and investing in security to ensure that we sleep well and well.
All right, then. We can go on and on with the spokesperson of the Akwa Ibom State Government, the Commissioner for Information right here. I know the phone lines have been blinking very, very hard. We can take maybe 3 calls before he slips out of here. But before I open up those phone lines, Pastor Moino, the unifier, is what they call him. And probably he has gone, to the extent of not just unifying, but, speaking well and endorsing the president for a second term. Let's just have your thoughts on that one very quickly.
Now, I would be surprised if that did not come.
I left it for the last.
Okay, very well. Yes, there's no question about that. He made it very public that he is in support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. He made it very clear. He also said that he's in support of the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, and he gave his reasons for that. Well, he did not give.
He said he would give his reasons.
So clearly, I understand first that the underlying reason is the overall interest of Akwa Ibom. It's an enlightened state interest, and I did say it before. It's time we.
This is someone in another party.
Yeah.
Well, how does this work?
But we have just talked about certain things. You are asking me when you are going to have Ibom Deep Sea Port. You're asking me of Ibom Industrial City. You're asking me of some turnkey initiatives that you cannot do alone as a state. How do you do them? You must collaborate with the national government, and that is where we stand.
So this is strategic.
Yeah. It's strategic
for the interest of Akwa Ibom State.
It's enlightened state interest, as an enlightened state interest. So you must bring that enlightenment to bolster state interest, and then bring up the requisite development for the people of your state.
Okay.
So, and of course, why would you not support a man who is also speaking well of you and supporting you?
Okay. The politics of governance and politics.
Correct.
Overriding enlightened state interest. Please put that on, of course, the words of Mabo. Let's quickly take this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome. Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioner.
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Akwa. I'm calling from you.
Thank you.
Well, Matthew George, I must confess, ever since you began this move by 12 shots, I actually have been tapped, But I have to call you for the third time today. For the third time.
Well, you haven't slept like me, huh?
Yeah, really. From Michael Bush to Dr. Pat, now the commissioner, The commissioner coming to your station to reach you up on a Sunday morning when the ability should be in church.
Yes.
So that God is really with you.
Thank him so much.
The Royal Commissioner, I really want to say thank you for that wonderful move that you've made possible to be there. So I want to really thank His Excellency for bringing back the man who actually has gained mastery of this craft. That is in person of the Royal Commissioner for Information, who is there with you. He has what it takes to deliver on his job. So I want to really bless the moment that I heard the name or that he is back, and he is good. I tell you. But thank the governor, His Excellency. I thank the commissioner for giving us the best of reportage. And God bless you.
All right.
George, keep up. We are behind you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Quick messages because of course. We will definitely be going on a break, from 10 a.m. Of course, the Guinness World Records has given us the right to rest, so we'll be taking that rest very, very shortly. But let's take this call. Like I said, 3 calls would do. The commissioner is also rushing out. Good morning.
What a rush.
What a big time rush. Welcome.
Yeah, this has been the third time calling.
All right. Welcome.
Yeah. You are doing well. Honorable Commissioner, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother. God bless you.
I want to say this. I'm proud of Akwa Ibom State government, and this is a government. I want to say this is a government I did not support, but presently in the scale of things, the governor is doing well. He's doing, in the scale of things, I want to give him 8. People are doing well.
Thank you very much.
In terms of empowerment, everything the governor is doing well.
Okay. All right.
God bless the Honorable Commissioner. God bless Akwa Ibom State government.
All right.
God bless you too.
Honorable Commissioner, there's no up till now. 20 Akwa Ibom might were kidnapped around Calabar waterways. Up till now, there's no press release from the state government.
All right. Okay. About that.
Yeah, I can tell you that a security issue is being handled.
Okay. Security issue being handled. We hope it's going to be handled and sorted sooner than later.
Very well.
All right, 1 call for the road. Good morning.
Good morning, Comfort FM.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you and happy Sunday?
Yes, same to you. I'm very fine. My name is Charles Hawaii. I'm calling you from Eket.
Thank you.
My question is this. In the collaboration between the state and the federal government, what role is the federal government expected to play in that collaboration? I am asking you this question because I have gotten information that the Deep Sea Port project is under the agency of the federal government called the Nigerian Ports Authority. So what role are we expecting the government the federal government to play. Also, there's a speculation that the federal government will not want to support that project because it has the potential to demarket the existing ports that are in Lagos State. Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll answer you straight on. The Bomdip Seaport is not designed to demarcate anywhere. It's designed to boost the economy of Nigeria through the Gulf of Guinea, through Akwa Ibom into the Gulf of Guinea. So that's the whole idea.
Right.
Federal government support is to ensure the intervention that will make the deep sea port a reality. Thank you.
All right then. Honorable Commissioner, would love to stay on, but I mean, this is just your first coming. We still have 90 more hours to go, so we hope that you'll be able to make it.
No problem.
Yeah.
Call me anytime. I will always avail the time to
We
see
definitely will
let
call
us
you.
talk about Akwa Ibom.
Thank you very, very much. And thank you for coming around. This is a show of support as well, coming to interact with us, for 1 hour. All right, so you owe me 1 more hour.
No problem.
I'll let you know.
Why not take more?
Okay, I will. I'll take you up on that. All right, thank you very much for being here for the first 10 hours of the Record Radio Rush. So the Guinness World Records has, given us the privilege of going on break. So I'm going to take that much-needed break. I haven't stopped ever since we started by 12. In place of that, we'll be giving you some lovely tunes. It's Comfort 95.1 FM. And here's the record-breaking show right here on Comfort 95.1 FM.